If you're in the market for a new TV, this list is a great place to start in finding the best OLED TV. OLED TVs aren't just great for films, they make an excellent option for gaming with their fast refresh rates and latency, while their motion skills make them a good option with fast-moving sports such as football. They're a good all-round TV, and as such we make sure to test all these aspects of an OLED TV, whether it's measuring their brightness with HDR content or assessing their color performance, motion processing, sound quality, and smart interface to judge how good they are. We use input lag testers to see how good their gaming skills are and use both measurements and our own eyes to judge the quality of the picture. To help you find the right model, we've listed the top 5 best OLED TVs and their key features, plus the things you need to consider to help you choose the best one for you, and as always, you can check pricing for any of these products in the description below. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's get started. Number 5. LG G3 OLED. While the G3 OLED isn't perfect, when it comes to its picture quality, it is a step up on the G2 OLED, although that comes with some caveats. This screen features LG Display's MLA OLED panel, which boosts brightness by a huge amount of the G2 OLED. Peak brightness hits 1340 nits, which makes this one of the brightest HDR performances we've seen from any OLED TV. Average brightness is better than the Sony A95K, with brighter white tones and skin tones that are punchy but refrain from the red push seen on Sony's model. It's capable of an excellent 3-dimensional 4K HDR image, although we've noticed from time to time a green tint to images that looks unnatural to us. The true motion processing has seen improvements again for a natural performance with fewer artifacts, though to our eyes it's still short of Sony's class-leading models. Upscaling brings a significant boost to 480p and 1080p content, with terrific contrast, high levels of detail, clarity, and sharpness without seeming artificial or unnatural. The audio performance is an area we found to be worse than the previous year's modes. The AI Sound Pro mode is good with Dolby Atmos tracks, making for a wider, sharper presentation, but it's not a true Atmos delivery. With non-Atmos content, the standard or cinema presets are smoother and more energetic in the performance they deliver. TVs like the Sony ADL and Panasonic MZ1500 are capable of a much more confident audio performance. WebOS is home to Freeview Play and all the UK catch-up and on-demand apps, with plenty of other choices from video to sports and music to choose from, although you will need an LG account to unlock access to all apps. Gaming has always been a strength of LG's OLEDs, and as usual, there is support for 4K 120Hz, VRR, and ALLM across all the HDMI inputs. Number 4. Philips OLED Plus 908. The Philips OLED Plus 907 is an excellent choice for TV, film fans, and gamers, but it's no longer Philips' flagship with the OLED Plus 908 replacing it. The new OLED is an impressive TV, but also a flawed one. It remains a swish and very stylish TV with its ultra-thin bezel, metal swivel stand, and cloth-clad Bowers & Wilkins sound system. Connectivity includes 4 HDMI inputs, 2 of which support 4K 120Hz refresh rates. One of those inputs is shared with the EARC port, but given the performance of the sound system, we wouldn't necessarily say that you need a sound system to go with this TV. That's because the audio quality is very impressive. There's power, weight, and a fine sense of detail provided for a TV audio system. Bass is very good for a flat-screen TV, and in some cases, it's better than the Sony A95L. Google TV provides smarts, although this brings with it a few issues, as there is no support for Freeview Play and UK catch-up and on-demand apps. You can get around this with built-in Chromecast for some apps. Otherwise, app selection is huge thanks to access to Google Play Store, with all the usual suspects covered. Ambilight is provided in its 3-side form, and it adds to a room's ambience in a way no other TV brand can. Image quality can be superb. The 55 OLED Plus 908 is the first to use LG's MLA panel, and brightness is very high and colors are richly described, but what impressed us most is the balance that the OLED Plus 908 can display. Detail in the dark parts of the image is excellent, highlights are brightly rendered, while contrast really stands out. Number 3. Panasonic MZ2000. If you're knowledgeable about OLED TVs, you may be wondering why we've chosen the MZ1500 over Panasonic's flagship MZ2000. In short, it's all to do with the sound system. While the Panasonic MZ2000 is undoubtedly the best overall Panasonic TV, its sound system is bolted on and it'd be pointless to add another sound system to TV. The MZ1500 is a more sensible choice for those who want an excellent 4K HDR picture and can pair it with their own sound system. It's a TV that's easy to assemble, and the swivel screen means you position it to avoid glare or ambient sunlight in a room. The smart interface is Panasonic's My Home screen, which has all the main video streaming apps, though it's rather limited if you're in need of sports and music apps. Connectivity includes two HDMI 2.1 ports that support 4K 120Hz gameplay and VRR. We measured input lag at 14.3 ms, which is quicker than the Sony A80L but slower than the LG C3 OLED. The game control board brings up a series of settings that can be customized during gameplay for the best gaming performance. Highlights: the brightest part of the picture. And rendered bright. The MZ1500 reveals a wider array of colors than the Sony A80L with its bright reds and more nuanced blues. The addition of Dolby Vision IQ and HDR10 Plus adaptive also gives it an advantage in both bright and dark rooms, as the TV retails more brightness and detail in the image. The sound system produces warm bass with some depth and weight. It sounds a little too warm and woolly with dialogue that results in some lines sounding muffled. That said, we wouldn't rush out to buy a soundbar, but its design makes it easier to incorporate one than the MZ2000. Number 2. Sony XR A95L. Best Sony OLED TV. The A95L is Sony's second attempt at creating a QD OLED TV, and for the 55-inch model, we feel that its stellar picture and sound quality make it well worth its premium price of $24,999 in the UK. We found the TV delivered a beautiful image. There's fantastically fine shading of colors, high brightness, colors that look impressively pure, as well as excellent levels of sharpness and detail. You won't find many TVs with a picture that looks as good as this, though in terms of brightness, it is beaten by the Samsung S95D, which may be a factor if you watch TV in a room with lots of ambient light in it. Sony's acoustic surface audio system again works its magic in delivering an audio performance that's big in size and accurate in terms of where effects and dialogue are placed, pushing sound into a room in a manner that other TVs struggle to do. The woofers add some punch to the low frequencies too, giving the TV some well-needed oomph. A new addition for the A95L is the inclusion of Dolby Vision Game Mode to help extract more contrast and brightness from supported games. The A95L's smart features are delivered by Google TV, which means it is covered for the main global streaming services, as well as UK's catch-up services, which are available as separate apps. You also get the Bravia Cam bundled in, although our reviewer didn't feel the need to make much use of it. Number 1. Samsung S95D. While we found Samsung's S95B QD OLED to impress in a number of ways, and the follow-up S95C to be better, it seems Samsung has struck gold at the third time of asking with its S95D OLED. The S95D appears to be a big improvement on what came before, and one of the brightest OLED TVs we've reviewed, hitting 1798 nits on a 10% window, brighter even than the LG G4, which we measured at 1500 nits in its movie mode. That level of brightness helps to produce incredibly rich colors, with contrast that brings out the detail in both dark and light areas of the image. That's further helped with the TV's high sharpness and detail levels, which helps to create a well-defined and colorful 4K image. Despite our misgivings when we saw Samsung's anti-glare screen technology previewed before the TV went on sale, our review was very impressed by how well it worked on the S95D, though it does mean that dark areas do take on a slightly gray appearance. The sound system supports Dolby Atmos, and like Samsung's other OTS speaker systems, it's very good at placing effects on and around the screen. However, it's still not that good at pushing sound forward into a room, and it's volume limited in terms of how loud it can go. The Tizen interface has been refined with new sections to help recommend suitable content that matches your tastes, and there's now the option of creating multiple profiles. Gamers will enjoy the quick performance from this TV, as we measured the input lag response at 9 ms. All 4 HDMI 2.1 inputs support 4K 120Hz through its One Connect box, and PC gamers get up to 144 Hz refresh rates.